Hey guys, so today what we're gonna do is I'm gonna do Sia's makeup. It's been requested that he comes back to my channel. So the best way that I thought we could do this was I was doing his makeup because the last time he was on my channel, he did my makeup. I think it's just time that I get to do your makeup. How does it sound?
Sounds great.
Good, I'm glad you're so excited. So what I think is different and about doing his makeup than my makeup is, for me, my version of like men's makeup is still extremely full coverage, I think. But whenever I do his makeup, it's actually quite light coverage and it looks pretty much like skin. So I felt like it would be a good representation of a perfect way to do like a men's makeup routine. Alright, so we're gonna have to move a little bit of a location, but we'll be right back. Alright, bye. Alright, so the first thing that we're going to do today is we're going to take a little bit of Fix Plus and we're going to just spray this all over Sia's face because he's super dry as well. And then we're also going to take a tiny bit of the Ultra Repair Cream. This thing is absolutely amazing. You've heard me talk about it before. I'm just going to apply this to him with a e.l.f. foundation brush just because it's going to be a lot easier for me to do that. We're building instruction. So we're just going to blend this in to the skin. Alright, so now that we have that all blended in, I'm going to go in with our concealer. I'm going to take one of the concealers from the Pro Concealer Palette. I'm going to take a little bit of NC30. I'm going to mix it with a little bit of yellow as well, just to cover some of his dark circles. I'll have you look up. And we're just going to lightly place this underneath the eye. And from here, we're going to take a tiny bit of Face and Body in N4. This foundation is absolutely gorgeous if you're wanting very natural skin. So we're just going to just lightly dot this in. So from here, I'm going to switch to a smaller brush. This is going to be the Real Technique setting brush. I'm going to have you look straight up for me. And we're going to just use this brush, chin down, just eyes up. We're going to use this brush to blend out the under eye concealer. I'm going to do this in like a slightly swirling motion. Just so that it doesn't look heavy or cakey. And that's going to give the skin an overall even complexion. So from here, I'm going to take the Real Techniques blush brush. I'm going to do a little bit of the Prep and Prime color correcting powder in Adjust. This one's the kind of neutral one. I like to set the skin with this color. It's not completely translucent, obviously, because it's one of the color correctors, but for people that have a little bit more yellow to the skin, it looks absolutely gorgeous. And for Sia, we don't want to add in too much powder, so we're not using something that's like a mineralized powder or Studio Fix powder because that would just be too heavy for a men's skin. But this is micronized, so it's extremely lightweight. This will just take down some of the shine that the Face and Body foundation has. It's also going to give the foundation and the entire look a little bit longer wear, so this will increase the longevity of everything. Also, we're going to place it underneath the eyes so that way the concealer doesn't crease or cake. So that just takes down some of the shine, but it still leaves a very natural kind of radiant glow. But it still feels almost like there's nothing on the skin at all, which is the gist that we're trying to go for. We're going to do a tiny bit of light escapade. Nothing crazy because this can get very shimmery quite fast, but I wanted to bring in a tiny bit of a highlight to the cheekbone just to give a little dimension to the skin so it wasn't all flat. This is beautiful, and what's nice about it is it's the finest amount of mineral, it's the finest milled quality. So this, once it's on the skin, will give it a very kind of healthy glow instead of something that feels kind of radiant and annoying. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to take just the color Sculpt from MAC Pro. This is in the Sculpting palette that I have. We're going to do a tiny bit of this. And instead of using a bronzer, we're going to use this because it's very cool tone and it's going to help to make it feel like skin. We're really going to work this up into the hairline so that there's not a seam or a crease or anything that would show off that he's wearing makeup. We're going to go right underneath the jawline. I'm going to make sure that it's very angled just because that's how his natural face is shaped. I'm going to work that into his beard. If there wasn't a beard here, I would do a very, very light amount of this and then really, really work it into the skin. But since he has a beard here, you can kind of be a little bit heavier handed because you don't have to be as perfect. So for Sia, his brows are super full, but I just want to give them a little bit of help. So I'm going to take the clear brow set, and this is from MAC. You can use whichever brand you prefer. We're just going to do a little comb through. This will just help all of the hair face the same direction and perfect the brow without adding any weight or adding product to it that's going to make them even darker than they are, because that's not really the issue here. It's just kind of taming them and making them feel a little bit more perfect, but without making it feel overdone. So we're just going to comb through them with a little bit of the clear brow. So if you're wondering something, if the model that you're doing and the person that you're doing, or even if it's yourself, want a lip color, I would say Modesty is like the perfect tone for skin. It's one of my favorites just because it literally looks like a lip color. So I'm just gonna throw this on. This is completely optional. But I would do just a little bit. Have you pushed together for me? But this would be perfect if you needed to add in just a tiny bit of a color to the lip. If you're doing something for pictures, if you're doing something from a farther distance, because sometimes if there's nothing on the lip, you lose a little bit of the dimension. And then last but not least, I'm going to pop on a tiny bit of blush. Prism is literally one of my favorite colors. I've been using it forever. It's this guy here. It's literally like skin tone with a tiny bit of a peachy coral undertone to that. And this, we're going to do just lightly up the cheekbones. And I mean, like, I'm literally using almost no product because you don't want to have like a hot pink blush or a lot of blush on a man, because that really doesn't, that just defeats the purpose of trying to keep it as masculine as possible. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. It was something new and something different. I had a blast filming with someone, and it just happened to be my cute little boyfriend. I hope that you all enjoyed this video. I will see all of you again next week. Have a good rest of your week. All right, bye. Is there more makeup than you normally wear?
Yes. No, it's not. I got Pam out her.
Adorable. It looks so good with this lighting. But this is the Sheer Mystery Powder from MAC. They always come out around the holiday season, but I've used this, so don't